I've always been passionate through this for quality of life. Finding things that improve quality of life for people that I work with. And it's taken year to year for me to notice, and just kind of connecting with them and seeing what mattered and what kind of encouraged them to be who they are.
One of the most valuable things for me with an employee is kindness, and so that's the number one trait I would describe Neil as having. Most of our support workers here work alone, and so I have to trust that they're out there representing us well, and Neil does that every time. I never worry about the work he's doing. I know he's treating people well.
Neil is an amazing young man who has done so much for all of the people in our community. He's one of Willie's favorite people and has worked with him for, how many years has Neil worked with you?
A long time.
Yeah, a very long time. He puts on virtual dances once or twice a month, and which is pretty amazing. There's 2 hours of music and dancing, and there's all kinds of contests. And then he keeps it open after the music stops so that Willie and all of his friends can all talk and visit with each other.
I was always a lover of music, and I DJ'd before this job. I just started, and the very first dance I had 12 people, and I'll never forget my dad being there, and he's like, they have no idea what to do because it basically is a nightclub.
It's pretty fun. It's a big crowd. We have like over about 300 people that come and attend to the dance. It's very anybody is pretty welcome. Anybody with disabilities, anybody out in the community.
And he also did sort of adaptive yoga for people that might need to sit in a chair or things like that. And I think he got into yoga for himself at a time in his life when he needed it or wanted it. He saw the value in it, and he came to me and suggested that we start offering yoga to our community.
And from that moment, I realized, okay, yoga was important. And when that worker moved on, that's when I was like, okay, I need to start doing my own yoga practice and starting to get the value of that.
The social passion that Neil has had the largest impact. A lot of the people we provide service to don't get social opportunities that they probably deserve. And Neil sees those gaps and he fills them.
I love the dances. I love what they offer. So it's just part of that, being able to give back to something that gives me so much pleasure.
I think it can also be intimidating for his coworkers in some ways because, he does all this stuff, right? It's hard to live up to that, but I think, it's like that, I forget the saying, but we're all boats rising. Well, I don't know how it goes, right? But he causes everybody to be better, right? So I'll be honest, I was not surprised. I think he deserves it.
I did not expect it was, when you called me, I actually had to sit down because I didn't expect that. I mean, there are incredible people in this world. There's so many, especially through COVID, that have come out and shown their true hearts. Well, yeah, like I really feel like my dad was an inspiration to everything in my life, who fought so graciously his ALS disease for 2 years and maintained being there through every single virtual dance, through everything that I did outside of my job. Thank you, Dad. Thank you.
Let me compose myself a moment. I cannot possibly put into words the gratitude and incredible timing of this award for myself. Over my entire life, my father role modeled going the extra mile for others, and in all of the things I've excelled at, he was always in the background. from helping me with the dances from the very beginning, to milk carton boat races with my company, to suicide prevention presentations in schools, and so much more. But during COVID, he was diagnosed with ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. And even with this disease, he managed to be there for me and so many others, so many around him. I will never forget his crazy hats joining on the virtual dances and the crazy wigs, and the way that everybody connected with him. It was just an inspiration for what he believed. About a month before he passed, so he knew. So I know he's not here physically right now with me, but he's there with me, experiencing it right now, and I know that. These are difficult times for everyone. In this tumultuous world we live in right now, there is so much fear and anger. I am but a single person with an open heart, wanting to make a difference. This desire has become my anchor when the seas are rough and the winds are blowing me to and fro. When it feels like each day at my job is constantly changing and it can never settle in. Never knowing the right balance between helping others and maintaining energy for myself. While receiving this award is an incredible experience and honor of validation, I want to acknowledge that in our field, there are so many others with massively open hearts. Many of them are struggling to know how to manage and maintain their own open heart, much like myself. Each and every one of us are making important differences. And this can be so easily covered up and masked by the weight of the world right now. You are not alone in feeling bewildered at what the balance is between self and other. There are no simple answers on how to live with an open heart. But I do believe that having the faith that your own open heart nature is making a difference, it can serve to remind you of the importance of your actions in everyday life. Thank you to CSSEA, my family, co-workers, my supervisor, and my boss, who all put up with my endless passions. This means so much to me. Thank you.